Hello, my loves. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm just going to do a recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 8 Reunion Part 1. So I'm just going to go over everything that I noticed and just give you my little thoughts and opinions. All right, you guys. So it all comes down to this. Part 1, the ladies arrive. They were getting ready. They all dressed up in black, and I have to say they look absolutely beautiful. But my God, Karen is the queen. Karen is that girl. She looks absolutely stunning. The haircut, like just everything. So we started out with Andy sitting on the sofa. Giselle was the first one to show up. When Giselle showed up, she's like, "Oh, where am I sitting?" And Andy was like, you're sitting next to Karen. You guys can talk since you guys are like best friends and stuff." At first, Giselle did look a bit bothered. She was bothered because she's so used to having the seat next to Andy. So you can tell that this season was not her best. So all the ladies showed up. They look beautiful. Andy did his thing by telling them, "How are you guys? You guys look beautiful," and so on and so on. Like the pleasantry. And then he's like, as a fan, I really do love you ladies. I love watching the show. But this season, it was hard to watch this season because it just felt like you guys couldn't come up with a resolution. And I have to admit, throughout the whole season, there was plenty of time for them to just put their differences on the side and just continue to move forward. But pettiness and things that are not even important were taking center stage. So with this reunion part 1, they talk about, all the ladies, you guys are having such a hard time to get along, but the only thing that you guys seem to get along is when you guys are talking about sex. And it's a shame to see that these are beautiful, amazing. They can't seem to have what's the word I'm trying to use? It's a shame to see that the only thing they can talk about is just sex. They can't seem to find a common ground that will bring them together and make the show enjoyable. But yeah, they talk about Robin and Juan. Juan is not coming to the reunion. What else is new? And the ladies were just like, don't you think that it's fair? Or Dr. Wendy said, don't you think it's fair that Juan should have been here? He should have said, like, baby, I caused you all this pain. Let me sit right behind you so that I can take some of that pain off of you. But then again, Robin is always a fool. Robin feels like Juan did not need to come to the reunion. So at the end of the day, what can you say? If she likes it, I love it. But yeah, they talk about Giselle and Wendy, and Giselle is so stubborn. Giselle refused to see exactly what happened, why Candace feels the way that she does. And you guys, let's be honest, Giselle will say some things and then she'll just look at you straight in the eyes and just lie to you and be like, I didn't say that. Well, you did. And then when they roll the film back, you can see that they did say that. You did say that. All right. So let's just on topic. Let me go throughout my whole little notes I have here. Okay, so Robin and Juan had an uphill battle with having to explain the bizarre saga of Juan. So Juan is running in hotels and laundromat with women who's not even Robin, and Robin don't seem to have a problem with that. So Andy was like, you hid your whole story. You had a great story. You could have told us. Instead, you did not. You were so hyper focused on other people's relationships. And she's like, I didn't hide anything. I wasn't hiding anything. So I think that's the moment Andy was like, yeah, you're not coming back. Woo, and she even admit that Juan does not watch the show. So if Juan does not watch the show, Juan doesn't even know how he treats you. Like, make it make sense. And it's not making sense. Yeah, basically Robin addressed the Juan situation. Not that much really. She didn't really give anything new. She said at the end of the day, she believes him and that's her man, that's her family. They are best friend. At the end of the day, she want to thug it out. That's her, that's her husband. If she loves it, we love it for her. No, we do not love it for her. So Robin still feels like, so Candace still feel like, okay, so let me actually go back to Juan and Robin. I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. So the conversation about Juan prompted Candace to revisit her issues with Robin. Candace still felt like Robin undermined the authenticity of Housewife Potomac by hiding that one storyline behind a Patreon paywall. And you guys, if you guys remembered, when the whole story broke, instead of, she has a big platform, she could have just, did a live or share that on the next season of the Real Housewives of Potomac, like Portia's doing right now through her whole divorce and stuff with Simon. Instead, she hid it behind a paywall, Patreon. So in order to hear that story, you had to pay, I think, like $5 or something to pay it, which was very hypocritical for Robin to do. And again, she sees nothing wrong with that. So you can't fight people like Robin. So that Andy was just like, yeah, you hid your story, you didn't tell us anything, you weren't very transparent yourself. Andy shared a question from a viewer pointing out that how Candace previously said that she and her husband could pick and choose what include on the show, but Candace didn't even answer that question, because Candace was like, I know the person who's asking this question, that's Robin's friend. So it was a blogger from that Robin is friends with, and Robin is feeding informations to. And she even exposed Robin with the whole paper, prop, which honestly, the prop kind of felt short. It was missing that oomph. So, Candace, maybe next time. So Candace said that, Robin was sharing informations with bloggers in the chat, and she did pull up the informations, and it has everything. It's not the first time that Candace has accused Robin of being too friendly with bloggers. She did the same thing with Charisse. Robin is always up to something. Let's see, what else? What else do I have on my note? Candace. You can tell that Candace is upset, and as she should be, because if you watch the show, it always feels like she's being gaslit. In a way, it feels like, it's like in her mind, she's probably thinking, am I the crazy one? Is this happening for real? Am I the only one who sees it? She's being gaslit. And if you watch the show, you'll see that. And when Andy asked her a question, like, what do you want from Robin that can make you guys move on? And she started crying, and then here's Giselle, oh no, not the tears. And she started laughing and just like clapping her hands. And you can tell Andy didn't appreciate that. And I'm like, oof. At your big age, you still being a mean girl. That was not cute. Even Andy didn't like that. And Candace still explained that she's still very resentful about the comment that Giselle made in season 7 about Chris, her husband. And as she should be, at the end of the day, your feelings are your feelings. They don't necessarily have to be right or wrong. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel, And Giselle still did not seem to. You just can't be that gullible to see that at the end of the day it's still hurting her. And she was trying to say, oh no, that's not what I said. And then that's when Karen was like, but do you see where she's coming from? Words like that, accusation like that can lead someone's life to completely change, and not for the better, because stuff like that are serious. You can't just go around and just say things like that. You have to be careful with your words. And then she's like, well, I'm sorry if I said this and that. And it was just like, you know what? Let's just move on. She'll never get it. So let's just move on. So, and then at the end, we learned some questions about Mia's son, Jeremiah. Ink still think that Jeremiah is Mia's son. No, Ink still think that it's not Gordon's son, it's Ink's son. And Ashley was like, still? And I felt so bad. Guys, it just feels wrong that kids' paternity should not be in this conversation. And that part, I do not agree with it whatsoever. To me, that part was disgusting. Get a DNA test and leave that child alone. You choose to be on television, not the child. But anyways, honestly, I felt like with the first part, we kind of watched the whole thing with the clips they were having here and there on the internet. it just felt like we watched the whole thing. Honestly, I'm hoping that second season bring a bit more heat, and the third one we can just close out the season and just call it a season, so that the next season, season 9, can come up with something better, because honestly, that was not it. But I will be back with the second part of the Real Housewives of Potomac's reunion, part 2, season 8. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch it and then let you guys know my opinions, my thoughts, and yeah, overall what I think of the whole season. But please, you guys, let's continue this discussion. Please leave me a comment, like the video, and subscribe. It is extremely important that you guys are liking the video, because that's a good way of letting YouTube know that yes, you are watching this, so they can so that they can show my content to other people. Right now, I am a very small content creator. In order for my content to be a bit more publicized, I do have to get certain likes, and well, not certain likes, I do have to get likes on the video itself. So please do me a favor, like the video, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace, you guys.